Hello again, Mr. Gothard.
Hello.
So, I have a little bit of a personal question.
Absolutely.
Being a little selfish here, so I apologize. So I do have a resume. It's quite lengthy, about 7 pages long.
Whoa.
So yes, it almost reminds me of a little novel
It's
that
a
I have.
novelette.
Yeah,
Could
pretty
say
much.
the same thing.
So how would you help someone like me who came into you for help with my resume? That's, like I said, a little novel. And perhaps someone who comes in with not very much information on their resume. And also, why would you go about helping someone like me or anyone else?
Right. So the two parts of your question is why would someone hire a professional resume writer versus doing it themselves or having their friends or their daughter or sister do it? And that's a valid question. And the second part of your question is how do we help improve someone's resume? So the first part, why would someone pay a professional to write a resume? Gosh, that's a phenomenal question. There's the two parts to that answer. Part one is we're conditioned not to brag about ourselves, be humble, don't be obnoxious. So then you're not telling them the dollar figures, numbers, awards, special projects, top 5 career achievements because you feel a little uncomfortable doing so. Secondly, you may put too much information on there. So the first part, you'd put not enough information. The second part, you might be emotionally attached and very, very understandably, very proud of every accomplishment, especially if you're a project manager, especially if you're a consultant. I mean, how many projects do we do? Some people do have 7 pages of information. Most of us probably could do a 7-page resume, but the problem is if you're too emotionally attached and you do a 7-page resume or a 3-page resume, nobody's going to read it. They don't read a 2-page resume and they don't read a 1-page resume. They skim it at less than 30 seconds. So I have 2 things I want to show you. First is a little article that was written about me in 1995 by Atlanta Employment Weekly called Resume Makeover. And in the second paragraph, they talk about Gothard, an award-winning short story writer, says a resume should resemble a news story. You put the most important information on top, and then in descending order. From that, we had to make her objective all about her and her major strengths rather than letting someone read through the whole resume to find it. Well, you and I know nobody's going to read through an entire resume. It used to be 2 minutes. Then we were told 1 minute. Then 45 seconds. When I bought this company and started working as a resume consultant and managing CareerPro and now owning it, 30 years ago it was 30 seconds. That's when I graduated. I, as an English literature major, and according to the Associated Press, or pyramid style of journalism, if you scroll down to this part, it's called the AP, or pyramid style of journalism, because it's in a pyramid format. Now, you have one sentence. After somebody reads the end of the sentence, you still have 100% readership. Everybody that starts reading the first sentences finishes it. Everybody that starts reading the third sentence, only 85% readership after 3 sentences. There's 5 sentences, there's 1 paragraph, you've lost 50%. 30 years ago, this was 3 paragraphs. This was 5 sentences. So we've gone basically from 33 paragraphs to 30 seconds to 1 paragraph and 10 seconds. So you have a 10-second attention span. That is 1 second more actually than an average American adult has. The average American adult has a 9-second attention span. That's 1 second less than a wild animal or a goldfish or a guppy. So the average American, the average guppy or goldfish has 1 second more power of focus and concentration than your average American adult. And there's many reasons for that. There's people growing up now with video games and with, how many distractions does an adult have when they're watching the news? There's an American flag waving as a distraction. There's a scroll down below as a distraction. The stock market, the icon. You go to Animal Planet, you see an icon at the bottom. I don't want to see the icon. I want to see the picture, the video. Well, that's not what you see. You see a whole lot more, and it's all at once, and it's competing imagery. So our brains are wired, our attention span is shot, and we're multitasking too much, and we're going too fast. So you really only have a 10-second attention span. So you really have to get to the point very quick. So what we did here was, with this gentleman, was he was already making $300,000 as a divisional VP. So he wanted to make more than that as a leader, corporate trainer, public speaker. So how do we create this resume? Well, every single word underneath here is leader, trainer, speaker. And as you can see, somebody said, oh, I can see the pyramid forming. It's like the top of a Christmas tree, because there's your one sentence right there, 100% readership. There's your 5 sentences right there. That's your 10-second mark. So that's it. And I do believe that they're going to read this. They're reading through this really fast, and they're already skimming through the first paragraph. Now, let's review leader, trainer, speaker. That's what he wants to do. So how am I going to support that best? Am I going to bring out all the operational or financial management skills that he's done? No. I'm going to talk about public relations, people skills, human resources, soft skills, training and development, team leadership, business development. And as you notice, before you get to a human, you have to get through the word recognition software. So we're cross-referencing keywords for computer searches. Leader, leadership. Trainer, training. So now we've really done a good job getting the resume past the software into in front of a human. Well, now we have to draw them in with sophistication of expression, with corporate speak, with well-written prose, dynamic C-level trainer, manages large, high-stakes contracts and budgets, charismatic people-first leader, hired 700, trained 300. So that's just an overview. So here's the main theme. Here are the sub-themes. We're drawing them in, kind of tricking them. Oh, that was easy to read. Oh, that's fun. This is great. Now I can read this whole thing and I know who he is in a nutshell. Just by reading this, I know his whole career. Let me see if we want to hire him. So now we go from the theme to the sub-themes to the summary, the story summary, to the top highlights, the top 5 reasons why they should hire this gentleman. And we talk again, remember, every word under here is going to support the words leader, trainer, speaker. Here we go. Dynamic public speaker, NADA, largest American automotive dealership in the country, in North America. Hands-on trainer, there's a 700, train 300. He doesn't, he's not a good trainer manager. He doesn't promote people from entry level to create mid-managers. He takes those mid-managers and he creates vice presidents. So we have now strongly supported him, not just as a trainer speaker, but as a nationally known public speaker, as an elite corporate trainer. Now for the rest of the story. Now it's that we talked about the PR and the HR and given examples of successes in all those areas. What about the financial, operational? Can he do anything? Does he have any areas of expertise to serve as consultant and trainer? Can he do anything? Well, he made $500 million there, $1.2 billion there. Stop reading it. Now, nobody's going to have those big numbers, but at that point, maybe you have tens of thousands. Maybe you have, maybe you train someone. Maybe you have a good award, a good evaluation, a good letter of commendation. So those are the highlights. And stop reading it. He's already got the job. You just gave the interviewer an attitude adjustment hour. The person that reads your resume is no longer thinking, do we want to hire this guy? Is he in our league? Do we want to pay him to, whoa, he's going to go quick. He looks elite. I hope we can afford him. I hope we're in his league. So if you come in and you don't have those numbers, because he didn't have those numbers and dollar figures in his resume, well, when you come in for your half an hour consultation, we're going to review your homework. We're going to identify your areas of weakness in the resume, and we're going to show you samples of people in your industry and other, the loose sheets, the folders, brochures. We can show you what we're going to do for you as far as the supporting items, and then we're going to get the missing information. We're going to review your homework so that When you email this back, we know exactly what your objective is, because we already know that, because we're going to do part of that in the interview, but we're going to get more detail on what you think your top 5 career achievements are and your areas of expertise and your industries, keywords, how much money did you make? How many people did you train? Did you win an award? Not just an award, but how many people were you chosen from? Why were you chosen? So the award, the ranking, the reason. Were you chosen from a 30-member sales team for the President's Club Award for exceeding quota by 10%, resulting in an additional $150,000 in quarterly revenues? Were you on a committee for it? Did you get commended for it? Did you get a good evaluation? Can you provide a quote from an evaluation or letter of commendation that spoke about that? Because without the dollar figures and numbers and endorsements, accolades, it's all personal opinions. So you could say, hey, I'm great, you should hire me. Or if you get Michael Jordan to say, hey, you should hire John Smith, he'll take your profit soaring, guess who just got hired? You, John Smith, just got hired. Because Michael Jordan just put his reputation on the line, and he's not going to put his billion-dollar brand on the line for some guy, some loser. So you're a winner. You're going to get hired. Michael Jordan just vouched for you. But that's why we use those quotes from evaluations and letters of commendation. And that's why we use the dollar figures, numbers, award special projects, because all of these are part of your top 5 career achievements. And every little bit, every number, every dollar figure, every percentage over quota will separate you from the crowd. So whether you're entry level or mid-range or executive or blue collar or white collar, whether you're just getting started in your career or you're moving your way up through management, or you just want a retirement job because you're getting bored and your wife wants to kick you out of the house because you're getting on her nerves, you know what? Get out of the house, because you'll both be happier, make more money, and then she can spend it on whatever she wants, more stuff, and she'll be happier. And you feel a greater sense of fulfillment, because retirement can get boring after a while. So we have a lot of people coming out of retirement and working. Sometimes they have to, sometimes it's by choice. But this is a serious matter. People do come to us in moments of need, whether it's sometimes a layoff or a recession or going through a divorce. So they could be losing a job, they could be losing a house, they could be losing a relationship. There's oftentimes a lot of anxiety and fear. And can I pay the bills? Where am I going to be okay? Or is my family going to be okay? Well, people come to me in moments of need because they know I'm honest, I'm a safe landing, I'm wise, and I've helped people through 3 major recessions before, and we're going to help them through this one and any others in the future.